Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a topic video on does Marvel know what they're doing with Miles Morales? So this week we have the news of a new costume for Miles Morales. It looks very different from what we've seen before with him, and he honestly hasn't had much of an update in the 10 years he's been around, which is kind of crazy to think that was 10 years ago that that book came out. And yeah, he hasn't really had that much of an update for his costume, but this is very leaning into clone aspect and Kaine. So it kind of has this sweatshirt feel like Ben Reilly, but it's very reminiscent to Kaine's costume, especially the color scheme. So if you guys haven't been following Miles Morales, the current arc that's been going on is a clone conspiracy, Clone Saga with Miles Morales. He has clones now, and they have a whole arc about it. Now, the bigger question, does Marvel know what they're doing with Miles? I have been very on and off with Miles's current series. I love Miles Morales, and I read all the Ultimate Universe stuff and absolutely adored it. It was one of my favorite series coming out at the time, and I think there are so many great stories. I think some of Bendis's best work was from there. And since he left the Ultimate Universe was destroyed, which now there's teasers that's coming back, even though I feel like every week there's a teaser that's coming back. You're like, okay, is it actually coming back? But supposedly they made Maker references in Venom issue 200. So we'll see if it ends up happening or not. But yeah, the bigger question, I feel like the reason why they haven't been able to find its footing is because Miles, in a lot of ways, relied on the Ultimate Universe and their plot lines and the supporting cast to make even better stories. Miles on his own is a great character, but the things he plays around with, I think that's been the struggle of, well, who's his big villain now? What do you do with the supporting cast members? Because before, you had superheroes as a supporting cast members, not just Ganke. You had, Bombshell, I think her name was. You had Jessica Drew, you had Kitty Pryde, and all these characters with hundreds of issues of history. So now he doesn't have a connection to 616 Kitty Pryde. He doesn't have a connection to 616 Jessica Drew. So it's, I think, a little harder to tell stories with him, at least for his supporting cast members, or at least from what I've seen. I'm not saying it's been impossible, but it just seems like most of the creative teams have not been able to find a footing with this character since the Ultimate Universe had been destroyed. Now, and I just feel like things are being putting against the wall here. You have the clone saga of Miles Morales. It's like, does he need a clone saga, or have we done enough clones with Spider-Man? Like, why? Is it just to pick up sales? And now this is the same thing with this costume, and it reminds me of a very recent event with Spider-Man. He got a new costume for a hot second, probably just to pick up sales and to get the spec sellers there and for people to buy the issue. And I feel like it's the same thing with Miles Morales. I don't know if it's really celebrating his 10th anniversary or it's just another thing to say, hey guys, read Miles Morales. And I just feel like they need to focus on good story, and I don't know if they've been for me, haven't been able to do that. So I don't know where Miles is going, but with the promise of maybe the Ultimate Universe coming back, I think that could be an interesting story if they actually follow through with it. And again, I don't necessarily think Miles needs the Ultimate Universe to tell good stories, but I think they just need to rein themselves in a little bit and not rely so much on nostalgia, honestly, and spec costumes. I don't know if that's going to really do much for the story. But let me know in the comments below, have you guys been enjoying current stories from Miles Morales, and what do you want to see with the character? And most importantly, do you like that new costume? Or do you think it's a little bit too reminiscent to other characters? That's kind of my opinion. I want to see a unique style from Miles, and that's what I love about that black and red suit. It's just so much his. So to see this and kind of reminiscent of other characters, it's not as strong of a design for me. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this Comic Uno, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.